All right, I think that I'm live. I think that I'm live. I had to redo the settings because I realized the last few lives that I was doing were not getting posted to my timeline. I did some amazing trainings. Somehow, sneaky little Facebook, my settings got changed so that it would only post to me. That was weird. Okay, so here we are. So it's Saturday morning. I'm feeling called to do this Facebook Live. If you guys are joining me, please drop a heart below, drop a comment because it helps the algorithm so that this video will get shared with more people. So I really do appreciate that if you're here and you're joining me. I was just in my morning meditation and my time of devotion and prayer, and things were coming through for me, things that I felt like I needed to share. So here we are. So if you're here, say good morning. Let me know that you're here. Just drop a heart, drop a hello, say something, drop a like. I want to just start by saying this. So many of us, are in a time, and I've been hearing so many of us have said, like, it's been such a year of struggle, of frustration, of newness, right? Of uncertainty. We go through struggles in our relationships, in our health, in our body, whatever. And right now, 2020 has been a year that has been shaking and rattling us. And I think many of us are being called to really like ditch the past. We've been rattled to the core. I mean, every one of us has. I have you been rattled to the core this year? Be honest, let me know, because I'm going to tell you, I thought I was pretty grounded. Like, I've been doing this for a long time, and still 2020 has shook me. And so as I'm coming to the end of the year and it's December and I'm starting to reflect on the past year and I'm thinking about what 2021 gets to be about, I have been like, it's like a lightning bolt hit me and said, you don't get to do what you were doing in the past anymore. It is time. It is time. You know all that stuff that you've been asking for, Christine? Do you know the desires that are deep, deep, deep in the seed of your heart? You know the ones I'm talking about. We all have them. There's something inside of your heart that is this deep desire that you tell very few people, if anyone, about. You even don't dare tell yourself. So you kind of stay above that, right? You don't go that deep. Well, I believe that we're in a time where those deep desires that have been placed in the seed of our heart, the core, they were there on purpose. They were there placed by God on purpose because they are meant to unlock our true calling, our true gifts, our true level of service in this world. And I think that we're at a time where we can't ignore that anymore. So, what I have found in my own work, my own personal work, my work with clients, is that we ask, we ask, we ask. Sometimes we ask for what we want. I want the relationship, God. I want, my business to grow. I want to feel freer. I want more love. I want more connection. I want more whatever. I want more time. I want more time. I want more energy. I want to really know I'm making a difference in the world. I want to know that the work I'm doing matters. I want to know that I matter. I want to know, right? We ask these things. We ask ourselves. And how do we ask? Well, we may ask, openly in prayer or through journaling, but that's not how most of us ask. Most of us ask in the recurring thought that's in the back of our mind, in the silent words of our heart. Most of us are asking through our words that we speak every day out loud. We don't even recognize what we're saying because we're blind and deaf to it. But every time you speak, you're speaking a command, you're making a request. Let me know if this lands for you. Every time you speak, you're launching a command into the universe. It is universal law. It is God's law that the universe, God must respond to our requests. Okay, it is clearly written. By the way, I'm quoting the Bible, but this is universal law. But I love this scripture from Matthew that says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and you will find. If you ask, it will be given. If you seek, you will find it. Knock, and the door will present itself. For every man and every woman that asks, receives. Period. God must show up. God will show up. The universe must respond. It is universal law. Are you getting this? Please let me know if you're getting this. See, we think that we have unanswered requests floating around all over the place, but we're not even tuned in to the words that are exiting our mind or exiting our body because we're complaining, we're bitching, we're moaning, or we're doubting ourselves. We're, as Yvonne de la Fleur, one of my great mentors, says, we're praying in reverse. We're worrying, we're praying in reverse. We're anxious, we're praying in reverse. We're literally speaking commands out into the world. But whenever we have a desire and we're saying, I want this, I am ready to step into my mission. I'm ready to take this to the next level. I'm ready to really honor my body. I'm ready for the relationship that I know I'm created for to show up. I'm done. I'm done with this boring, lackluster connection that's going on in my marriage. I'm done carrying these extra 30 pounds, being chronically exhausted. I'm done being a slave to my business. I'm done being a prisoner of my mind. God, I want something different. When we say that, we're setting a command in motion. And then what happens? People think like, okay, I'm asked, and then they want it to like show up like that. It's like, oh, it's going to show up for me. Right? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I have to create it. I have to do it. And so we put these blinders on, and we, those of us from the achievement world, because if you're listening to me or from that world, have been taught that, well, if it's going to be, it's up to me. I got to go make it happen. And yes, action is important. I'm not saying you sit around and wait for it to rain, but what happens is we can go and try to force it ourselves. And we know that doesn't work. We know that doesn't work. How many of you have said, I'm going to take control of my health. I'm going to change my business. I'm not going to be a slave to my business anymore. I'm not going to be a slave to this lifestyle anymore. I'm not going to allow these patterns of my relationship with my wife, my husband to continue on anymore. And we try to do it alone. And then we're so in our head trying to know that, okay, this is when it's going to happen. It doesn't freaking work. It doesn't work when we go alone. So action is required. But see how God answers, how the universe answers is through opportunity. Through opportunity. And I want to talk about opportunity. Last night I was on a call and someone shared this story. So this is not my story, but I thought it was so beautiful that I had to share with you. Opportunity is like this beautiful woman. It is like, I want you to close your eyes if you're listening to this and imagine that you've been asking. And you've been seeking for something different. You've been asking either out loud or in your mind or secretly in your heart. You've been desiring different. You've been wanting more. And all of a sudden, I want you to visualize this woman coming in from the corner of your eye. You're sitting here asking, wanting, desiring, and this gorgeous silhouette of a woman is coming through. And you can see her, you can sense her presence. You can sense her presence as she sort of comes in and you can feel her. She's not even looking at you directly in the eye. She's looking in the distance. And she's coming and she's walking by and you can smell her essence. You can feel the invitation of her pulling you in. You can sense that she's calling you. Come on, come with me. Let's go. Come. And you watch her and you watch her. And that is what opportunity is. That is what opportunity is. She will move and she will continue on. She will come into your space. You will sense her, you will feel her, but she's not going to look at you straight in the eye and go, you, come, let's go. You will feel her, you will sense her, you will know she is there. She will show up in front of you for a second, and then she will go. And so the question is, do you follow? Do you go through the door? She is the doorway, opportunity. She is the doorway, the gateway to receiving what you've asked for. She is your answer. Seek and you shall find. There she is. She's taking you to what you're seeking. She is the doorway that you've been knocking on. And so many of us, I love that story. I thought, wow, that when I listened to that story, it's like I got chills last night because I said, yes, that is exactly what it's like. Many of us have been taught to just, and we've been training ourselves. Yes, I see this beautiful woman, this opportunity coming into my space. I can see her, I can smell her, I can sense her, I can feel her invitation. And I'm choosing to follow her, even though I have no idea where she's taking me. No idea. Because she doesn't tell you. She just says, here I am. This is where I'm going. Are you coming? Here's your opportunity. You get to trust me. You get to allow me to lead you. Right? So opportunity comes. And so in that moment, are you the one who will follow in faith without needing to know all the steps, without needing to have the strategic plan, the blueprint? The blueprint is faith in action. Will you follow her, or are you going to go, come back when you have more details? Come back, or I'm not ready. The voice of doubt creeps in. The voice of the ego comes and says, it's not the right time. You're not ready. I don't have what it takes. I'm not equipped. I don't know how. I don't have the resources. I don't have the tools yet. Come back later. And she says, there is no later. And it's just a whisper. She doesn't even look at you. She just says, I'm here now. I come softly and I go quickly. And that's how opportunity is. And so many of us, whenever we have been given an inspired thought, a desire in our heart, a burning desire in our body, and we ask, and this beautiful goddess of opportunity, this beautiful opportunity, she shows up. She would not show up for you. She would not even enter into your presence if she wasn't meant for you. If the path, the destination was not meant for you, she wouldn't show up. She wouldn't be part of your reality. She shows up because you asked. She shows up because you listen to this, you set a command. She showed up because you're equipped. She showed up because you're ready. She showed up because you have gifts to unlock. You have work to do. Right? She shows up because you are ready, you are open, you are equipped, and you're being called to step forward. Otherwise, I really believe God will never give us what we cannot handle, right? We will never be given more than we can handle. The thing is, it's up to us. We have free will. We can say yes or we can say no. And so God is always saying, okay, you asked, you wanted that next level of growth in your life, of depth and intimacy in your relationship. You want that? Here you go, my love. Here you go. I'm going to give it to you. And now, to whom much is given, much is expected. Much is expected. The reason why we're so terrified to receive, how do we respond when we are given what we're asked for? How do we respond when the door opens up? How do we respond when the invitation comes? So many people start freaking out. They say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's more than I can handle, God. It's more than I can handle, universe. It's more, I don't know. And we, in our body, it's like your body has an allergic reaction to it. You're anxious, you're nervous, you don't know what to do with it, right? How do you respond when all of a sudden the love that you've been asking for shows up, the money shows up, the opportunity to serve in a much greater capacity where so much more will be demanded of you? How do you respond when you are given what you're asked for? And I'm telling you, I'm sharing this because for so many years, I kept asking and asking and asking. And every time God provided, not every time, a lot of times I would step up, but especially in certain areas, I would sabotage because I would feel like I wasn't ready, I wasn't deserving, I wasn't worthy enough. I didn't have what it took yet to hold it. And it was true. So I kept releasing the opportunity because I didn't know how to hold it. But I believe that as we do the inner work and we say yes in devotion, we say yes in service, we say yes in trusting, what happens is when we are open to receive a whole new set of tools, a whole new way of doing, our capacity increases and we are able to hold this new space. So I know I'm spending time on this because I think it's so important. How do you respond when opportunity shows up? Because opportunity doesn't just keep, yes, opportunity will come back, but it will look different. So if you're really feeling inspired to make a change, I've had people email me in my inbox. And if you're one of them listening to this right now, I've had people email me after I send invitations out. And they say, oh, tell me more. And I ask them, okay, I have 3 questions for you to know that you're ready. And they can't even respond to the 3 questions. The invitation is not available. I extended the invitation. I gave the opportunity. And so it is, the opportunity moves on. We must respond. We must respond in action, in faith, by moving forward. And so here we are. I'm at this, I'm at right now, I have been feeling this incredible opportunity. And I believe that anyone, who has been experiencing this past year is being presented, any and all of us are being presented with an opportunity right now to the great divide is happening, period. I'm not going to get into that, but the great divide is happening. The great awakening, the polarity in our world is happening, and 2 worlds are emerging. It's always been so that we can create our reality, but now more than ever, leaders are being required to rise into the king, into the queen, into the sovereign design. What I mean by that is your innate intelligent design by God that he placed in you, your core genius. It's time to unlock that. It's time to unlock that and to own it 100%, because mediocrity is not going to do anymore. It just isn't. And we can't change the world. We can't start a new reality. We can't create a new world from outside of ourselves by talking about this, by talking about that issue, by complaining, by posting memes all over the internet. No, that is a distraction. That is a waste of your energy. It starts by transforming within. Right? And so right now I'm being called to rise in the level of service that I provide my clients, in the work that I'm doing, in my devotion to my own practices. Wow. And I have been deeply devoted in my practices. I have rearranged my entire schedule, my world, so that I spend copious amounts of time in study, in mastering this physical body, right? In doing the inner work, in really getting clear on what matters to me, what gets to go away, of being of deep service to my clients, and refining and refining and refining my work and my skills and my genius. That is where I've been. And as I do so, I'm being called, okay, Christine, you get to, like, remember all that stuff you were doing? It gets to look different now. You're not doing that. My entire business is getting rebranded. My entire program is getting rebranded. And I'm being called. There's an invitation because I've been asking God, use me in a bigger way. God, I'm ready to serve in a bigger capacity. God, I'm ready to work with another level of client, the client that is really ready to dive into the deep end with me. I don't want to do any more superficial bullshit with anybody because I know it's not sustainable. It's a distraction and it's a fucking waste of my time. And God has answered. And here I am. I refuse to waste my time. I refuse to waste my energy. I refuse to waste your time, your energy, our resources with bullshit. And so here I am. I'm being called to rise. I want to work. I'm choosing to work right now with warriors who have lost their way, who need to come back to their heart to fully unlock their genius and make it be known that they are going to live an extraordinary life and not settle for anything less. Because as within, so without. So how do we do this? How do we rise? How do we like really move into this next level of service? How do we get into the space where we live this extraordinary life, not a life of mediocrity, but an extraordinary life? And I mean a life of richness, richness in every area, a rich mind that is fertile soil, right, for creation. We're always creating, but I'm talking about fertile soil to produce and create and execute amazing work. You know, how do we cultivate a rich love, a richer love with our partner, with my husband, my wife, my children? Cultivate richer relationships that have real depth versus these superficial connections we have all over the place where we have to wear these masks. We cultivate richness. We cultivate richness in our body and our health by eliminating any and all the garbage that is in here and feeling a whole new level of health, of vibration, of vitality, of clarity, of focus, of energy in our body. We have richness in adventure, rich adventure, right? Where a life is rich in adventure. So many people are bored. That's why we're always online watching shit movies, crap television, fake news, gossiping, distracted with addiction, alcohol, pornography, shopping, because we're bored. We have lost our connection to the heart. We have lost our connection to our soul, the gateway to God, and we have lost our sense of adventure. And so right now, we get to step into a life of adventure where everything is like, fuck yes, the great unknown is my friend. And whether I'm walking to the coffee shop, whether I'm working with my team, whether I'm taking my wife on a date, whether we're going somewhere exotic that we've never been before, yes, you can still travel. Everything is an adventure. Every single moment in your life is an adventure because now the unknown is your friend. And you are seeing everything through new eyes. You're hearing everything through new ears. You're experiencing everything through a new body. Are you getting this? Everybody's being really quiet today, so I'm just doing me. I really hope that if this resonates, you at least comment. Let me know, please. I would appreciate that. So how we experience this extraordinary life of richness in every area. How do we get aligned with our genius gifts? How do we get to a place where we are calm in our bodies? We're not restless anymore. We're clear in our minds. We have deep, sensual, intimate, beautiful relationships. How do we get there? Well, I believe that it's a journey of initiation. I believe that it requires an initiation. It requires a death of the old. It requires a death of the old ways of thinking, of feeling, of doing, of believing, of connecting. It requires that you literally just release everything that you thought you knew. Because all of that stuff is creating the same rhythm that you've been in. And as you shed these layers, opportunity keeps opening up and gateways keep opening up. So how do we do this? We first get out of our head. Number one, we get out of our head. We must break free of the prison of our mind. We are in a prison of our mind, and our mind, our minds, society has allowed the mind to become the master, and the body and the heart have become tools, servants to the mind. There's a prison where people can't get out. I can't shut my brain off. I can't sleep at night. There's always, something to do, somewhere to go. There's this chirping voice saying, I'm not doing enough, being enough, accomplishing enough. Number one, we break free from the prison of our mind. We get out of our head and we decide and declare that you are going to be of service to my heart. You're going to be of service to the Spirit. You're going to be of service to me. And I'm going to start to use my brain as a tool. You're going to start to use your brain as a tool instead of your brain using you as a tool. That's number one, getting out of the head and declaring that the heart is now going to be the leader, the master of the mind. Number two, we get to actually, the heart is the gateway to the Spirit. The heart is the gateway to the deep love that you crave so much. And yet so many of us have been wearing thick plates of armor. Thick. We have hardness around our heart. We have hard plates, and there is a lock and key on there because there's years of betrayal. There's years of pain. There's years of abandonment. There's years of mistrust. There's years of evidence that you can't trust humans. You can't trust each other. People are going to screw you over, right? I don't know about you, but that was my story. And as open as I thought I was, and as cheerful as everybody thought me and to be, light and love, and look at me, I'm so accessible. The reality was, I only let you in so much. Just enough so that you think you're close to me. But there's a whole other world locked away. And that whole other world that's locked away, that's where your magic is. That's where your miracles start to unlock. That is where your genius, your gifts, your real treasure, it's in there. It's in that heart that you've got locked up. So the second thing that we must do is we must unlock this heart, open the heart. Open the heart. And we do that through cultivating incredible trust. Ooh. And when I talk about forgiveness and trust, wow, the tears that start coming when I'm working with my clients on that, because it is something that has been so difficult. We have been whipping ourselves for lifetimes, relishing in guilt and shame, relishing in the coat of guilt and shame, secretly hiding, locking away rage, putting on a mask. No more. We get to unlock this heart. We get to open it up. But before we can do that, we must heal our relationship with the masculine and the feminine. We must come back and realize that we have been carrying ancestral generational patterns, wounds that are not even ours, that were our parents and our grandparents and their parents, and ancestral and collective bullshit wounds and stories about each other, about ourselves, the feminine, the masculine, and the opposite sex. Our sexual relationships, our relationship with our own sexuality is at the core of so much of our pain, so much of our suffering. And it is the very thing that's blocking us from moving forward to experience extraordinary relationship. So this is deep work, and it is beautiful work, and it has been my journey over the last few years. And as I have gotten to have a mad love affair with myself, I've been able to unlock gateways with my king, right? And experience this deep love. But this healing of the masculine and feminine and coming back to our natural design must happen. That's number 3. Number 4 is mastering the physical body. And by the way, these are not in order. These are not in order. These are, they're just multidimensional things that we get to work on. They're multidimensional layers of mastery, but we must master this physical body that you're in. It is through this body, it is through this beautiful fucking body that I get to experience delicious life, right? I get to travel, I get to explore, I get to see, I get to taste, I get to touch, I get to smell, I get to make love, I get to execute, I get to experience through all of my senses in this body, in your body. And so if you are not honoring and respecting your body, and you have a hate on for your body, and you have been abusing yourself, you cannot be a clear, clean vessel for your genius to come through. Hi, Jennifer. You cannot. If you have been lashing your body, talking shit to your body, putting toxicity in your body through alcohol, through coffee, through junk food, through crap media, feeding your body garbage, you cannot be a clear vessel for the mission that you are called to perform on this planet. You cannot live an extraordinary life in a shitty body that you're not respecting. And don't think for a second that you can't. After 20 years of working with people in the health field, it consistently blew my mind. And not really, because people would come in overweight with bags under their eyes, skin, your eyes are the window to the soul. I always say the skin is a window to your organs. And they would say, I'm fine. I'm operating at my peak. And I was like, dude, you're operating at massive subpar. If you think this is your peak, just imagine what's possible when you start sleeping and wake up fully rested, when you can think clearly all day long, when your energy is stable all day. Just imagine what's possible when you feel like kick ass in your body, sexy, hot, grounded, strong. When you have the stamina and the endurance, just imagine what's possible in your love life, in your business, in your adventures. You cannot sustain a high level of extraordinariness, I just made up a word, with a body that is full of garbage, that is carrying all this extra weight, emotional weight, physical weight. And I'm passionate about this because the body is like the channel. It's like a cable wiring, right? To receive divine inspiration, which is God speaking through us, to receive the truth, to receive direction, to receive wisdom and truth and guidance, intelligence, wisdom. And when we're not connected to our body and we're saying, oh, I hate this body, oh my God, this body, blah, blah, I just got to push my body, ignore my body, work through it, we are totally disconnecting from God. We're not able to access wisdom. We're not able to access intelligence. Yes, Jennifer, I hear that. I love that. I'm committed to losing a ton of emotional weight, of physical weight, of garbage that I've been carrying on from people that is not even my own garbage. I'm deciding and declaring to release that. I no longer feel like crap in my body. I choose to feel alive in every single cell of my being. Declare that. So I talked about a couple of the ways that we make this transition into the extraordinary life. Yes. This emotional weight, this emotional connection that we carry from our parents, from our grandparents, from society, from the collective, it's what locks up our heart. It's what tenses up our body. It's what robs us of love and experience and adventure. It is time to park the past and master some different ways of living. So I talked about how we do this, how we start to live an extraordinary life and create a new standard for ourselves so that we can experience a new world outside of us as true kings and queens, as warriors of the heart, not prisoners of the mind, not lost warriors trying to slay everything ourselves and figure everything out ourselves and exhaust ourselves and burn ourselves out. Warriors that are always trying to pick a fight, right? No, come back. Stop doing that. It's enough of that. That's the old world. Those are the old ways. These are not battles that we win by lashing out, by covering up. Good morning. These are not battles that we win with old ways. It's a new world. It is a new world and a new reality, and it's up to you to create it and to live it and to experience it. Get out of your head. Come back to your heart. Unlock the heart. De-armor. Transform and heal the relationship with the masculine and the feminine. Start to master your body, and we get to trust and cultivate faith. And there's so much more to this. There's the power of your language and your words, because every single word you speak is a spell, is a curse, is a blessing. Every single time you complain, you're placing a curse on yourself. It is true. So where are we at? Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I believe that this process is a process of initiation. It really is. It is a rite of passage. As there's a death of the old and we're shedding these layers, it is a rite of passage. And when we go through a rite of passage, it's a great initiation, right? It's the apprenticeship. It's the knighting. It's the moving from being a lost warrior to being a devoted warrior of the heart that is now in deep devotion and deep service to the heart, to the spirit, and will not settle for anything less and doesn't give a shit about the external world, the noise, confusion, garbage, what other people think, because there is such deep devotion and conviction that it doesn't matter. And so right now I am creating a program. It is a 6-month initiation. And I'm being called to do this. And before I used to work with people and it was a 12-month journey, but now I believe we're on an accelerated timeline. Things are happening really fast. We cannot waste time. We cannot waste energy. We cannot waste resources anymore. And I'm being called to work with people who want to go deep and want to go fast. Want to go deep and want to go fast. And do the inner work. If this resonates with you, Jennifer, I love the comments, girl. Keep them coming. Words are so powerful. Oh, we don't even recognize how powerful they are. We are always creating our reality second by second, moment by moment, with every single vowel that comes out of our mouth. I'm being called to put together a round table of people, of warriors of the heart who want to embark on a 6-month journey with me of initiation into this extraordinary life. A group of warriors who are going to band together in deep devotion to burn the past, to have a death of the old and have a rebirth so that they can really step into this extraordinary life that is our legacy, that is your legacy. All of the stuff you've been locking, all of those secret desires you haven't been admitting, all of your pain you've been holding on to has been there on purpose, for a purpose, so that you would be rising into your next level of service. Stop hiding from it. Stop hiding from yourself. Stop hiding from your calling. Stop hiding from your gifts. I was hiding. I didn't even realize I was. And I'm not hiding anymore. I'm going all in. So this is a deep journey of devotion, of work, of personal mastery. The 6-month journey with me is going to be an initiation of mastering our bodies, our physical bodies as clean vessels, of releasing the weight, physical weight, of getting crystal clear on this body, super strong, super grounded, to build the endurance and the capacity like you've never experienced before. It's going to be a journey of finding healing again, transforming the wounds of the past and taking those and turning them into tools and gifts, treasure in the present moment. Because your greatest pain is not only your greatest teacher, it is your service to the world. It's where your gift is. And you will continue to live the pain until you honor the gift. It's going to be a 6-month journey of coming back to the heart, of giving ourselves permission to actually ask and say yes to what has been placed in our heart, to start to live into intimacy in our relationships, right? To start to rise as a king and the queen. It's going to be a 6-month journey to invite richness into our life in all areas, to lead from the heart, to start to master the mind. And I'm going to give you an entire toolbox. It's going to be training, tools, new tools. You're going to developing a whole treasure chest of tools for this mastery game. It's an invitation where you are going to pick up those tools, and it's not only training, but it's practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. Because that's how you become a master. You have to pick up the tools and you have to practice using them. And we get to practice together, and you get to practice in life. It is a 6-month journey of tools and training, of practice and of testing. Good testing, though. Good testing, right? But as we get tested, as these opportunities come in, those are our tests. Will we rise? And you will get the support and you will get the guidance during these tests to navigate the challenge so that you step into more and more and more of what is your design. It is a 6-month journey of receiving on a whole new level. The reason why people stay stuck where they are is because they don't know how to receive, because they freak out because they don't know how to receive. They don't know, what tools am I going to use here? I've never practiced this space before. Shit, what does it look like to trust the masculine or the feminine? What does it look like to really move into the unknown with unwavering certainty? What does it look like to say fuck yes to my heart and not give a shit what anyone else thinks, and be okay? Be okay with criticism and, you know, masculine or the feminine, and all of the stuff that comes. Sorry, I've got this turned on. I wanted to watch the things, right? We've never been told how to receive. So it's a 6-month journey of receivership. And my objective is that through this initiation, we come out with a whole new toolbox that we have been practicing and we have mastered. We have done the great initiation. We're no longer prisoners of our mind. We are deep servants of our heart. We are in full alignment. And anything that's not a hell yes is gone or going. And we are equipped now to be kings and queens, living our legacy. Because make no mistake, you are a king, you are a queen, you are a child of God. It is your divine right. You are a beloved of the divine. You are here on purpose for a purpose by your great creator. This is no accident. You're not just here for shits and giggles. You're here on purpose. It's up to you if you will rise into your legacy or if you will stay complacent in the suffering. My heart struggles with this so much. I don't understand it. I do. I have compassion. I know that it's scary, but I don't understand why people don't want to move. So if there's something that resonates with you, I invite you to send me a message and I will send you details on the roundtable program, the 6-month program, the mastermind I'm putting together. It is not something I was going to launch yet. I felt like it was still incubating, but now it's coming through like a wild force. That, you know, as a woman who's had a child, when it's time to push, it's time to push. And right now, this thing wants to be birthed and it's coming out of me. So I'm putting it together. We're going to start in January. It's going to actually start the first week of February. January, I'll be onboarding people. I've already sent a few invitations out. People are coming in. This is not for people who want to do surface level work. It is not a tiny little drop in the bucket. This is an investment in you. And it is the greatest investment you will make. I guarantee it. I guarantee that. I cannot guarantee your result, but I can guarantee that if you show up with an open heart and a devotion to the work, you will have a transformation and an experience unlike anything you've ever seen before. And so if what I'm speaking is resonating with you, if you're feeling the pull on your heart, this is the woman coming in. This is opportunity. She comes softly and she passes. And when she's gone, she's gone. When it's full, it's full. I'm opening 12 spots in this program. And this is going to be my single focus for 2021. In the past, I've done so many programs on confidence and manifestation and high performance and health and energy. No, I'm not dispersing my energy anymore. Those of you who've been following me, I'm not going to be introducing a million programs this year. This is my singular focus, is initiation. Initiation. I'm going to take 12 people through this process. I'm going to be deeply devoted to serving these people, supporting, creating a safe container, a safe round table as we go through this experience together. And I will be bringing every single thing that I've got to the table for you. But only for those who are ready to burn the past. Those who are completely exhausted and done with the past program, with the past ways of thinking, feeling, doing, trying to figure things out, and you're ready for something new, because this is supernatural shit we're doing. This is not a mindset program. This is not a health program where it's like a weight loss. No, this isn't a challenge. This is a great challenge for you to rise, for your ego, because we got to let go. It's for those who are deeply committed, who are done with operating from the past. And by the way, this is what's required anyways, whether you work with me or someone else. But you must get to the breaking point where you're done with the ways of the past and you are ready to bow in humility and service to something new. And you're willing to go on the great adventure of the unknown, where you have no clue where it's going to take you, but you know it's going to be fucking amazing. And it is also only for those who are ready to devote and commit time, energy, and resources to themselves. I am not working with one more person who tells me I don't have time in my schedule. We will make the time. Time just is. It's up to you what you do with it. Time is a tool, a resource, just like money. It's up to you how you use it. It's your time. It's not someone else's time. So if you're telling me I don't have time, that means you still want to be a victim, and I'm not interested in working with that. By the way, I'm so clear right now. I'm going to jump off. I know I've been on here for a long time. I'm so clear on this because I recently declared that this was going to be my work. This is where I was going to go. And I made a quantum leap in an investment in myself and working with my next level mentor. And as I was journaling last night, and I realized, shit, over the last 8 years or 9 years, I've worked with 6 incredible mentors. And every single time I said yes. And I invested in myself at that level. And it was very uncomfortable financially, actually. And also all of it was uncomfortable. I made a quantum leap. It was a quantum leap. Every single time I did that, a new reality unfolded. So anyone who's followed me and seen me for a long time, like, you can't even recognize the woman I am today to the right woman I was, because I've made so many quantum leaps. And it's only happened when I chose to say yes to myself, when I made myself the number one investment, the number one asset. And I took my treasures, instead of hoarding them in fear, time, money, energy, and I chose to bet on myself. And not only did I have a 10x investment every time, a whole new world reality opens up to me. And so what is the price of love? What is the price of a courageous life of adventure? What is the price of peace in your body? People will trade their entire fortunes for that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing the space with me. I'm going to finish with the same scripture, and it is from Matthew 7, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Matthew 7 and 8. It's Matthew 7, 7, 7, 8, I believe. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. Ask, I ask with my voice. I ask with my thoughts. I ask with my desires. I ask with my heart. Seek, and you will find. If you are searching, there is a reason why. There's something placed in your heart that you're supposed to be experiencing. We don't have a desire to seek on accident. Seek, and you will find it. And by the way, this is also true. If you're seeking struggle, it will find you. Knock, and the door will present itself. The door will be opened, but you must choose to walk through it. What are you being called to right now? It's the end of 2020. Somebody emailed me yesterday and said 2020 was a shit show. Okay. What do you want 2021 to be about? What door is opening for you? What is being placed in your heart that you are seeking? What have you been asking for that hasn't been showing up, or maybe has, but you're not been saying yes because you've been chicken shit? Sorry. Not sorry. Stop. Say yes. Walk through the door. Welcome into the great unknown. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Have an amazing weekend.